Hello everyone, Keone here, welcome back. It has been quite a while since I've actually uploaded, and that is kind of due to the fact that I've been spending a lot of my time trying to build up on my alt island, mainly because I've been testing a lot of different builds, mostly for the melon and pumpkin farm, which guys, we have finally reached. We are now up to our pumpkin stage. We've grown all of our sugarcane, and we have our melon recipe ready, as well as several melon seeds ready to go. So what I've been doing is I have actually been testing out a couple of different builds for melon and pumpkin farms, and trying to see which one has the most, what's the word for it? Which one produces the most yield for the amount of space, and which one produces less lag as well, because that is an issue that I came up with on one of the designs. It was very, 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 very highly effective. I absolutely love the design. It is beautiful. It is perfect. It grows so much. I am not kidding. But the problem with it is that it does lag quite a bit if you plan on building a very large farm. The other design that I ended up testing, you can build a very large farm out of it, but you basically need that large farm as well because it doesn't produce as highly effective as the other design. I'll be able to show y'all both of the designs that I'm referring to in my next video, but today I'm not planning on going that route. Right now, I mainly wanted to go over a few things with y'all with the sugarcane farm that I ended up building on my last episode, as well as I wanted to go over quite a few of the updates that have been released that I have not been able to go over since I was having those internet issues. My internet is much more stable now. I'm not having as many of the issues as I was having. It's maybe every now and then I'll get a problem, but it's been a lot more stable lately. So I will be able to be on here and recording a lot more frequently, and I'm excited to be able to do that again. So some of the updates that have happened recently. In a previous video, I mentioned about the science update, and they've had quite a few new additions to, hold on one second, I'm sorry. Quite a few new additions to the science upgrades as to your island level. Let me go ahead and refresh anyone's memory for who doesn't remember. So crafting help. I haven't needed to use these commands in quite a while, so I had to think about it for a second. So as for the science blocks, it's going to be the gold ore nodes. Takes 32 gold ore resource fragments to craft a gold ore node. The gold ore resource fragments can be dropped from adventure elites, and the gold ore node can be dropped from adventure bosses, as well as you can get the ore nodes inside of loot boxes as well. You get 1 unrefined gold scrap every time you mine the gold ore node, which respawns every minute. You have to smelt the unrefined gold scrap in order to create a gold scrap, and you need 64 to create a gold ingot and 9 gold ingots to make 1 gold block. Now what those gold blocks are going to be used for is inside of your island levels. Right now I'm currently still on island level 11, but if you remember whenever I mentioned the island levels to you, it stopped right here on island level 18. And they've added 2 new island levels recently since I last brought up this menu for you. So what the science blocks are used for is island level 19 and island level 20, which I will show you in just a minute. Island level 19 requires $20 billion in order to level up, as well as 8 science blocks. Now, these science blocks are going to take a very, very, very long time to be able to mine those, because it takes quite a few mining to be able to get the gold scrap smelted from the furnace in order to craft the ingots and the gold blocks. Island level 20 requires $50 billion in order to level up and requires 32 science gold blocks. Another thing that you can use gold blocks for, other than for your island level, however, I would highly suggest saving it for your island level. But another option that you can use is in your /shop. You now have a science shop, which mine is locked. I don't have access to be able to buy anything from it because you need an island level of 19 or higher before you can actually buy anything from here. But in your science shop, you now have access to a collection chest, which is a chest with the magical ability to pick up selected items in the same chunk. So instead of having to use a long water stream or a long chain of hoppers, as soon as something breaks, it is automatically collected inside of the chest for anywhere inside of the chunk that this chest is placed. You have an auto crafting bot now, which allows you to auto craft inside of here and select which recipes you want your crafting bot to be able to craft. Now, these can be placed alongside with the auto miners, and when the auto miners mine the scraps, these can automatically start crafting the iron ingots, diamonds, or even the gold ingots after they have been smelted through the furnace. You have the auto mining bot, which I mentioned can be used alongside here. However, the crafting bot can also be used for a lot more than just the mining bot. There is a lot of things that you can use the crafting bot for, but since I do not have an island level 19, I cannot show you exactly what this allows you to craft. I really wish that I could show you because these are some awesome updates, and I absolutely love that they've introduced a lot of these things, but it's going to take a very long time before I actually get to that point that I can use these. But these are awesome, and I really like these. You now have a teleport pad. Place 2 linked teleport pads that transport players and items to the linked pad location. Can only be placed on an island that you are a member of and is at least island level 19. So if you want to teleport people to a specific area rather than saying follow this area to this location, you can just say step on the teleport pad to be teleported to that area. And finally, inside of the science shop, you are able to get an auto planter, which is going to be a tremendous help. I am so excited about this one here. Basically, it allows you to auto plant whatever kind of seed is placed inside of here. Now, you will be required to upgrade this just as how you have to upgrade your auto miner and your auto crafter. It has a 2x2x2 radius around it that it's able to plant, and the interval is every 60 seconds that it checks for what it can plant. And only one crop and that's the starting, not the maximum. It allows one crop to be planted every 60 seconds for the starter auto planter. You'll be able to upgrade that and increase how many is planted every so often. And I wish I knew exactly what the max was. Hopefully I'll be able to get that information out for y'all. But I am going to be so excited once I can get to island level 19. These are some awesome things that have been added. Finally, in our recent update, we were given a fishing category. And before I go into the fishing shop, I want to go ahead and show y'all inside of the island skills, there is a new fishing category in there as well. So we have the farming category, which shows all of our farming stations right here. Our Slayer category, which we are now currently on zombies. We've done all of our spiders, which, guys, I have to do a major shout out to Thurnis. He was so awesome. He actually came by and slayed all 25,000 spiders for me. I was so shocked whenever he did that. The plan was that he was going to do about 10,000, and then it just came about that he didn't want to go back to his island, and he was just, I don't know if he was having more fun with slaying the spiders, but he ended up going from the 10,000 spiders all the way up to the 25,000 goal, and oh my god, guys, this was so awesome. The sword that he had went through those spiders so incredibly fast. Oh my god, guys, I love that sword that he had, and it just went through my spider goal so incredibly fast. So now I'm at zombie level, and I've currently got 2,000 zombies slayed, and about 2% of the way up to skeletons, so it's going to take quite a while. There's got 100,000 zombies that I need to kill, so it's going to take a while, but I'll get there. We have a level 4 mining skill, so we finished all of our skill requirements for cobblestone, coal, iron, and now we are trying to do our diamond skill to open up. It requires 2,500 iron nodes mined, and currently I have 108 iron nodes mined. It's gonna take a little while because I've kind of been going to other islands trying to get my iron that I need, and yeah. It's gonna take a moment, but I'll get there. It's just gonna be a little slower. And as for the final category now is our fishing. So what is going to happen is you start out getting trout. You need to catch 5,000 trout for your island to be able to level up to salmon, and then you'll be able to catch trout and salmon. Once you finish with salmon, it requires 50,000 trout and 25,000 salmon caught in order to unlock clownfish, and then 75,000 salmon and 150,000 clownfish caught in order to unlock a pufferfish. I will be going by another island to show you some of the designs that people have been doing for their fishing areas, because they've made it to where you cannot auto fish. And I will show y'all exactly what I mean by that in just a little while. But first, let us go ahead and go back to our fishing shop. Now, you're able to buy one fishing rod for $10,000. And these fishing rods Every time that you catch a fish, it gains experience. So you don't want these things to break, because the higher the level of the fishing rod, the easier that catching the fish is going to become. I tested this out on my alt a little bit, and at a level 1 fishing rod, or even a level 2, level 3, or level 4, which is what I ended up getting it up to on my alt, you end up not being able to catch the fish very easy. The fish get away from you it's a very high chance for the fish to be able to escape your fishing rod. But the higher the level of the fishing rod, the greater the chance of being able to catch the fish. So if you're able to get a friend that has /fix, or if you plan on going to someone who has /fix that you can buy the /fix from, I would recommend recording, just to make sure that they don't try stealing any of your tools or anything. And Cosmic doesn't accept reports unless if it's a video recording. So be sure to record any /fixes that you end up giving someone to be able to fix your items. Trout sells for $75 per fish. If you cook the fish, it sells for $100 each. Salmon will sell for $90 per salmon, and the cooked salmon is $150. Clownfish sells for $250, and pufferfish sell for $500 each. So guys, let me go ahead and go on over here to an island that I like to visit quite a lot. She is a Cosmic Sky YouTuber, and she does upload quite a few videos to YouTube from Cosmic Sky. And guys, I love her island. She is very awesome. So let us go ahead to IS Warp Shar. And I'll be able to show y'all her fishing setup that she has over here. And I think this is the correct direction. No, it's the other side. Okay, so sorry guys. This area she has set up for players to be able to, players can come over here and break the pumpkins. The permission block that is up here allows just the pumpkins to be broken, but you can't break the stalk. So no matter what you try, the stalks will never break, as well as the dirt will not break. The only thing around here that you will be able to break will be the pumpkins. It's a very good way for a new player to be able to make some starting money, coming over here, manually farming the pumpkins, and being able to sell those pumpkins at a higher price than what they can sell their wheat at. So her fishing station that she has is set up right over here. The ponds, please only take one rod. So I'm guessing that Fun Man is the one who stocked the rods inside of these chests. But they have several fishing rods inside of these chests. But as I mentioned, since they do level up, you don't want to have a whole bunch of these. You just want one fishing rod. As long as you make sure that that fishing rod is constantly being repaired, you won't have a problem. Now, what they ended up doing to make this to where you could not AFK fish is once you've reached a certain amount... Okay, why did that come back up? Once you've reached a certain amount of fish caught inside of this area, see how it says you examine the catch, but it got away. Once you've caught a certain amount of fish, you will not be able to catch any more fish until you move to another location. That's why she has so many areas set up for this little location, because eventually the fish will end up becoming to where it will not have any fish in this area any longer, and you will need to move to another location. And if I can actually catch any fish, I'd be able to show y'all that. But as I mentioned, the level 1 rods and a lot of the other lower levels is going to take some time to be able to actually catch a fish. As the fishing rod levels up, you will be able to catch more fish, but until then, it'll take quite a while to be able to catch a fish. And to be honest, it never took this long on my alt. My alt, I actually got quite a few fish caught. Okay, come on. My fishing rod keeps coming back up automatically. Okay, so finally I caught one trout, and we've got 206 experience towards our fishing rod, which means if we can catch one more trout, we'll be able to get a level 2 fishing rod. So the lower levels are going to go through quite fast for the XP. It's just going to take a very long time to be able to get the fish, because of the fact that the fish like to escape your fishing rod quite effectively and easily at the lower levels. But for now, let us go ahead and go back to our island. Currently, this right here is my zombie station, or my zombie spawner. I have a magma block set up to be able to help with hurting the zombies while you are attacking them, because zombies will be a little bit more difficult to attack, and they are not going to be able to be one-shot very easily. So I do have this magma block set up down here with a lever in case people don't want the magma block to be there. The lever is going to be accessed by everyone. I have a permission block set up down here that has interaction with levers, entities, damage entities, pickup experience, pickup items, and public region is all set. So everyone will be able to attack the mobs and use the lever if they do not want the magma block here, or if they want the magma block to be there. Now, as for our sugarcane farm that we ended up building, I actually increased the size of it, because whenever I first built this, it only had one layer to it. And at the time, I thought that would be enough, but it turned out it wasn't very effective in terms of being able to get the job done. So I ended up building 2 more layers on top of this. So since the dirt comes over here, what I ended up doing was on this row right next to here would be the dirt row, and the water would sit right up on top of here. And then if you added a back to this, It enclosed the water and allowed the water to sit right next to the next layer of dirt to plant more on top of that way. However, there were some downsides that I ended up seeing with this design, which, if you guys remember inside of the video when I was building this, how the sugarcane pulled back and sat on top of the slime blocks, and that is why I built the obsidian on top of this to prevent that, because I thought that it was going up on top whenever it was breaking. But what I ended up finding out was that I do not like this design at all. I went with this design because it was recommended for use on this server, because this server does have a piston activation limit, and since most designs will activate a whole row of pistons all at once, that is several pistons going off all at once whenever it comes to a sugarcane farm. And you will be very limited to how many pistons or how many piston rows you can have if you have a very large auto sugarcane farm. So this design was recommended to use the slime blocks, because that way you only have one piston being used and the rest of the arm was the slime block arm. However, even whenever I put the obsidian up on top here, what I found out was the slime blocks were grabbing a hold of the sugarcane and pulling it back with it whenever it went backwards. I ended up calculating how much sugarcane was grown versus how much actually got collected down inside of the chest, and I got less than 25% of the sugarcane with this design. I know sugarcane designs are not perfect because there are going to be piston glitches and it does not always push it all the way through. Sometimes whenever the piston goes off, but guys, I have never had such a high loss before. I do not like the slime block design. I went with it because it was recommended for the server, but guys, no. I do not recommend this design at all. If you have another design, go with it, but this is not a good design. I'm sorry, 25% of the total, less than 25%. That is a huge loss, guys. That is ridiculous. I lost more than 75% of everything that was grown. That is not good. So what I plan on doing on my next video is making my melon farm. But to be honest, guys, there was just too much to be able to get into this video, and I don't want it being an hour-long video just to be able to put my melon farm inside of here. I want to be able to build my little storage area first, because it's going to need a lot more storage than just this small little area here. And so what I plan on doing off camera, I'm going to be building our little storage section here. And the next video, I'll be able to show the two different designs. I'll probably do that a little off in the little corner areas as to what the two designs were that I was mostly came down to, as to which ones were going to be more effective and which one I determined to be more laggy, more effective, and better, which one is better for a large farm versus a small farm. I'll show both of those designs off in the corner, and then I will be building my farm over here. Well guys, that is all for today's video. There was a lot of stuff that I had to get through for all of the updates that were being added to the server. And I will get started on the melon farm up here next, and we'll be recording that one and uploading that one shortly after this one has been uploaded. So guys, see y'all soon. Till next time. Later guys.